Hey everyone, Chemaholic channel is back again with another interesting topic of chemistry. But before that, do subscribe to Chemaholic, which makes you informed about the concepts beforehand. So today's topic is one of the salt commonly available sodium chloride NaCl as one of the raw material. We will be discussing some other important salts too in the later videos, taking sodium chloride as raw material. The process that we are going to study is chlor-alkali process. This process prepares sodium hydroxide, which we sometimes commonly call it caustic soda. It is a very strong base with pH value equals to 14, as we have already seen in the previous video. It is a very commonly used reagent in the labs, and it is used in many of the experiments that we have done before. It has the chemical formula of NaOH. Now we will see how it is prepared. So we have the separators with us with carbon electrodes dipped in a solution and connected with a battery. In the solution we have NaCl and water, or aqueous solution of sodium chloride, which we also call it by the name brine solution. So when the experiment was done, we observed that bubbles of gas liberating at each electrode. So what happens is, when electricity is passed, both the electrodes acquire opposite charges on them, the positive being anode and the negative being cathode. When electricity is passed through the solution, sodium chloride in aqueous solution ionizes to give sodium ions and chloride ions. Similarly, water also gets dissociated into hydroxide ion and hydrogen ion. As the ionization gets completed, the ions present in the solution are attracted and move towards oppositely charged electrodes. On the negatively charged electrode, that is cathode, hydrogen ions are discharged more easily than sodium ions. On the positively charged electrode, chloride ions are discharged more easily than hydroxide ions. Since anode is positively charged and chloride ion is discharged more easily at anode, so chloride ion loses its electron or get oxidized. Similarly, on the other hand, cathode, being negative, has the presence of electrons on it, where the H plus, being discharged more fast than sodium ions, gains electrons and form hydrogen atom and gets reduced. For your information, oxidation and reduction also depends on electrons. Losing of electrons means oxidation, and gaining of electrons is called reduction. Also, one more thing. Why only chloride ion and hydrogen ion move fast as compared to sodium ions and hydroxide ion? One possible reason could be that chlorine atoms and hydrogen atoms can immediately combine among themselves to give chlorine gas and hydrogen gas respectively. But no such reaction can happen in case of sodium ions and hydroxide ion. So we saw that at cathode, following reaction takes place, where the hydrogen ion gains electron to form hydrogen atom, and hydrogen atoms then combine among themselves to form hydrogen gas. At anode, we observe that these are the reactions, where chloride ion loses electron to form chlorine atom, and chlorine atom again combine among themselves to form chlorine gas. Since the hydrogen ion and the chloride ion are liberated at the cathode and anode, and they form hydrogen gas and chlorine gas respectively, so in the solution, sodium ions and hydroxide ions are left, which combine among each other to form sodium hydroxide. The overall reaction when electricity is passed through a concentrated aqueous solution of sodium chloride is represented as follows. So you can see sodium chloride and water forms a brine solution. On electrolysis forms sodium hydroxide, which is also known as caustic soda, chlorine gas and hydrogen gas. You must be wondering, why do we require electricity? Well, sodium chloride is a very stable salt. which doesn't get dissociated so easily. So we need high amount of energy to get it dissociated. Have you ever wondered why this process is called chlor-alkali process? So when the electrolysis of sodium chloride is done, it forms the products as chlorine and sodium hydroxide. So it is chlor for chlorine and alkali for sodium hydroxide, and there's the name chlor-alkali process. So there are three useful products obtained from this process, that is hydrogen gas, chlorine gas and sodium hydroxide. Hydrogen and chlorine can be further combined to form hydrochloric acid, which is another useful compound and very commonly used reagent in the labs. Let's see some of their applications. Thank you so much for watching. If you don't want to miss out any of the information shared at this platform about chemistry, don't forget to subscribe my channel Chemaholic. Also like it and share it with your friends. Join our community Chemaholic. Stay motivated, stay positive because we have got Chemaholic.